I'm going to put out a bench warrant for your arrest.
You practice in front of bench. That's my job or my attorney job. I'm sui juris. I'm propria person.
Okay, Mr. White, I don't know where you read the stuff that you're saying, but it's legal nonsense.
I'm a beneficiary and I'm a sovereign. I'm here under fraud, menace,
okay, sir.
I'll travel. I don't drive.
Okay.
I have no contact.
Sir, here's what we're doing, Mr.
Get ready for a wild courtroom showdown. A no-nonsense judge goes head-to-head with a sovereign citizen who just won't quit. No matter how many times the judge tries to lay down the law, this guy keeps running his mouth until he makes a major mistake. That's when the judge shuts him down hard. And trust me, it's a must-see moment. What do you think? Did the judge handle it like a pro? Drop your thoughts below. Now, let's jump in and watch this epic takedown unfold.
All right, on the telephone ending in 1336, tell us your name, please.
I come in sui juris.
Only one of you actually has that phone number, and the other people are just wrong about what their phone number is. Who's calling ending in 1336?
Sui juris and personal persona. I'm Stephen Tyrell White, beneficiary and sovereign. I'm here under fraud, menace, and arrest. Fiduciary Daniel Williams Norbeck.
Okay, Mr. White, we're going to pop you over in the waiting room because you're just going to be a distraction for all the citizens here willing to abide by the laws of our country. So we'll pop you over in the waiting room and we'll get back to you. In case you guys have ever heard of the term sovereign citizen in the news, that's what one of them sounds like when they try to come to court.
This judge isn't playing. Strict, no nonsense, and completely in charge. He just cleared the entire docket, leaving the sovereign citizen to sit and wait. Let's see if a little time to think shifts his attitude.
All right, Mr. White, are you able to hear me?
Your Honor.
All right. I'm going to read this to you so you understand what you're charged with. This says that on January 7th of this year on 2nd Street there in the city of Fenville, that you were driving while license suspended. That is a misdemeanor. It's punishable by up to 93 days in jail and or $500 fines and costs. Do you understand your charge?
Objection, Your Honor. I do not understand my charges or
okay. I'm going to mark you down as not guilty, and we'll set you for a jury trial. You can continue to.
Your Honor. Your Honor. You practice in front of bench. You practice in front of bench. That's my job or my attorney job. I'm sui juris. I'm propria person.
Okay, Mr. White, I don't know where you read the stuff that you're saying, but it's legal nonsense. It means nothing in a court of law. So if you're not willing to state that you even understand or recognize the authority of the court, my options are I can make you come in for arraignment and not give you a PR bond, and then you'll have to post bond to not sit in jail. You want to do it that way instead? Right now, if I get through arraignment with you, I'll give you a PR bond. Mr. White?
I'm asking you a question.
What's the question, sir?
I'm not arguing with you, Your Honor. I just want you to hear me. Okay,
but I don't want to listen for 20 minutes. Go ahead and ask your one question, and we'll start there and see if it's a real question.
Am I on the record?
Yes.
It's not going to take 20 minutes, Your Honor. I give you my word.
Well, you said you have a question, sir. What's the question you want to ask?
Is this criminal or is it civil?
This is criminal, sir. It's punishable by up to 93 days in jail and or $500 fines and costs.
Hey, if it's criminal, can I ask to dismiss the charge?
Pick a struggle, buddy. 2 questions at once is too much. And no, you can't get the case dismissed. Do you even know how trials work? Spoiler. You're not even in one yet. This is just a hearing, but my guy is already throwing around legal terms like he's some courtroom pro. Spoiler alert, he's not. You can tell just by how he talks. He has no idea what's going on. Like, sir, this is the legal equivalent of a tutorial level, and you're already failing. So what do you think? Should the judge shut him down or let this disaster play out for another 20 minutes?
Because at this point, the prosecutor... There's no sworn testimony. There's no sworn.
It's because this is just arraignment, sir. What you're talking about is trial. That would be several steps down the road. Arraignment is just for you to make sure that you understand what you're accused of, what the penalty is, and for you to enter a plea. You're accused of driving while license suspended. I read to you what the possible penalties are, and I asked you if you wish to plead guilty or not guilty at this time.
No, Your Honor, I'm a beneficiary and I'm a sovereign. I'm here under fraud, menace,
Okay, sir, those sentences don't mean anything. They have no legal meaning whatsoever.
It's guaranteed by
so
my
I've
constitutional
indicated that since you can't understand arraignment, I've entered a plea of not guilty on your behalf. I've set you for a jury trial. You can represent yourself free of charge, or you could hire an attorney. And now you must make a choice, sir, for bond. If we get through the arraignment with you on Zoom, I'm going to give you a PR bond, personal recognizance bond. That means you don't have to post any money. We're essentially trusting you that you'll keep coming back for your court dates. It is no driving without a valid driver's license. If you cannot get that far, in other words, if you really don't understand what's happening here, then I'm not going to allow you to be arraigned by Zoom. I'm going to set you for arraignment in person. And then you will come to this courthouse. You will not get a PR bond. You will get a $300 cash or surety bond, meaning that you will need to post $300 in cash, or you will sit in jail from that day until your trial date. So I'll give you a choice. Do you want to be arraigned over Zoom like we're doing today, or would you like to come in and be arraigned in person?
Well, I object to all this, Your Honor, because at this point, I don't even understand the charges. I do not understand the charges. I'm not trying to.
That's fine. No, sir, you're allowed to. Sir, you're allowed to object, and I understand your sentence that you don't understand the charges. And so I will attempt to work with you for that for a second. I'm going to read the charges to you, okay? This says that it takes place on January 7th of this year. You understand that, right? The date that I just read.
I'm saying I do not. At this point, Your Honor, I was saying this. It was a jurisdiction matter. It's a jurisdiction matter. That's what I'm saying. It's a subject matter, jurisdiction.
Here's the problem with you arguing jurisdiction. I am a lawyer, so I understand what jurisdiction means. I'm not sure you do.
Sovereign citizens just don't listen. The judge literally said he'd mail the court date, yet this guy still looks lost. Probably too busy reciting his little script instead of paying attention. Newsflash, this isn't a school presentation. A script won't save you when the judge is spelling everything out. If he had just listened, he could have handled this with a fine, a guilty plea, or maybe even a class. But nope, he chose the hard way and might even end up in jail. What's the goal here? Proving a point that has never worked and never will? The law isn't complicated. Show up, listen, and deal with it like a rational person. But sovereign. Citizens would rather chase imaginary loopholes than face reality. At least they make for great content. Anyway, that's a wrap. If you enjoyed this, don't forget to like and subscribe. Now tell me, was the judge fair? I think he nailed it, but I know some people think judges go too hard. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Thanks for watching and take care.